You are now tuned into Black on Black Crime.
Disclaimer, like I said, every fucking episode, we don't care if we liked it or not. We still watch your shit, and congratulations to you. We support you, and shout outs to you, nigga, because you made it. We don't know you. We watching this. Your movie. Anybody around the world can watch your shit. You made it, my nigga. You famous. You good.
Just like always, if you didn't ask for our opinion, we didn't ask you to listen to it. So, sorry.
Click and turn it off. Yeah. We stunting a little bit. We comfortable because we got 1,000 views. We stunting a little bit. You know what I mean? This nigga Brian bought another gold chain and that sweater off the views.
This is new.
You know what I mean? Now I'm Wakanda forever.
I wish this was new.
Yeah, it's new though. They don't know that.
I've been having this since I was 6.
No, they don't know that. But we back. We back with another one. It's the Stepmother 2. We did the first one, so we had to do the second one, and everybody going crazy for it. It's and I wrote down the directors, and it was written by. So it was directed by Chris Stokes, and it was written by Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes.
The last one was written by both of them too, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that though. Remember, that was before I was professional. But now since I'm professional. Now since I'm professional. But so this is the continuation. So we kind of in the last one, they kind of left us in the dark on how the hell she escaped and everything. So this one kind of, it's a continuation, but it's a kind of an explanation of what happened in that too. Even though I'm conflicted on how they did the shit. So you know what I mean? Like
watching the beginning and not the actual beginning, but the beginning with the new guy, it brought me back to the first one. I'm just like, okay, so this is the same guy from the first one that she was messing around with. So because it kind of tripped me out a little bit because I thought that this was a new guy too until I went back to the second one. I was like, oh, this is the same dummy.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So that tripped me out a little bit in the beginning. I wasn't aware until afterwards because the hospital scene came first, and I'm like, yeah, it was almost a change the channel type of moment in the beginning.
I'm not gonna lie, that beginning, that cartoon voice shit she was doing, like when she was acting like extra ass crazy, I was like, nah, man, like don't. It was like
that ain't it.
That wasn't it. Because she did good. She did good in the first one. Like she was believable crazy. But in that beginning part, I was like, what the fuck? When she was doing the faces and like Scott was the bad one. But he was good. And she was doing that crazy ass smile. I was like, it's like it was more goofy than crazy. It wasn't right. It was too much.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. Remember the last movie? We were talking about the fire and how it looks CGI, and you know, I mean, they could have actually left that part out. Here's another
thing.
Here's another
Same
one,
thing.
Stokes. You in beginnings, man. I'm not saying that it was like as bad as the first one, because the first one it was just like, okay, like the fire, the fake fire, I wasn't feeling. I feel like it could have started different. This one, at least it gave you that recap. I was like, you could have kept that recap in, but that part of her escaping from the hospital, I didn't need it. Only because it was just like, it was very bad acting in that part. Like if the acting was like that throughout the whole movie, like the acting I couldn't have rated it. So, but
and thank God it wasn't, because it, like I said, it kind of threw me. But like I said, because it was like, first of all, you just dive into the shit like she's just in the hospital on a handcuff.
Yeah.
But they never showed that in the first one, so you kind of lost, like, what the fuck's going on? But then she's doing this extra goofy ass cartoon shit.
Yeah, to the so she's seeing all of her exes pretty much. She's seeing Eddie, she's seeing Frank, she's seeing both of one of the boys from last time, Scott.
Which was weird, because it was like all of a sudden she was deeply in love with Eddie. It was like when she was with Eddie, it was all about Frank and Frank. And then it seemed like she had a trail of dealing with, because I feel like they said something about her in between her and Eddie. There was other dudes where it was still the whole Frank shit. Like that was her vision.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden Eddie is her vision.
Yeah. She's just cuckoo. for the most part throughout the whole film. But you know what? It seemed like she was becoming a regular person kind of in the middle because
Weirdly.
I didn't see a lot of that. You know, what I mean, she would kind of trip out every now and then, but not in a psycho way, more of just like a crazy, you know, some women are crazy kind of way.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah,
she would be a little upset. She was like, "Oh, your friend can't stay here," like, and she kind of went back and forth with him, but it wasn't like psycho like that, and nothing
yeah.
about
It was yeah. It is fucked up to say, but it was like normal woman crazy, like you just doing too much.
yeah, that was
It's
it. So I don't know if she was
yeah.
taking her medicine this time because last time it
No,
seemed like she was off of her meds, and this time it just, you know, she was just totally, yeah, off
there was
her rocker, and more to the end than in the middle.
there was no meds at all. And
Yeah.
then so do you okay? So do you remember in the first one where they said where the whole shit went down, and how many months later when they were like a couple months later, then it was the birthday. I mean, not the birthday, whatever it was.
I feel like a year passed or 3 months or
No,
something
it
like
wasn't
that.
a year.
It wasn't a year.
It wasn't a year.
I think it might have been like 3 months.
So this movie supposedly all the shit happened in 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't because it was like the dude when you're introduced to the dude in the first one, the other husband, it seemed like they had already been talking for hella long because the boy already calling her mama. She got her shit in his house already. It was like she was already living there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It seemed weird because it was like he just up and moved to San Francisco, and everybody kept saying they only knew each other a couple months, but that ain't the relationship they showed, which is weird as fuck to me.
Yeah, it was kind of off as far as time because in the first one, she got away.
Yeah, even though we didn't see it, she got away. She got away.
Like
But
nobody knew where she
okay,
was
so that's
at.
why you said what happened.
So nobody knew where she was at the end of the first one. Like she had just disappeared off the, you know, face of the earth. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she disappeared, and then this one she was in like in the hospital, handcuffed. So they
No,
captured
okay,
her.
so no. So this one, the second one is what happened after they beat her up in that kitchen. So supposedly, because if you remember at the end of this one, they show where she drops the letter off to him. So this is supposed to have happened. All of this move to San Francisco and all the shit is supposed to have happened in between that time of them beating her up in the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and she supposedly got arrested, and then she escaped, and then she went to San Francisco with dude, and then she did all of that shit, and then she comes back to Eddie to drop that letter off. So all of this is supposed to happen in between that.
So I thought that the letter to Eddie, I thought that just happened again. They were saying that they were bringing
No,
it back. Are you sure?
that was the exact same scene. That was the exact same scene when because remember we would like we said the little corny ass joke and it was like, oh, happy birthday, love, Scoop.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
supposed to be the corny joke. All of that was the exact same scene.
Okay, I thought that was saying that it happened again. Like, you know, because she escaped the, you know what I mean? So it's like I thought they just ran it back, like, okay, like it's gonna happen again. We're gonna make a part 3. I thought that's where it was going.
They're definitely making a part 3. But so that's why I asked you how many would it said how many months from the in the first one it said so many months later. So everything we see in this one is
Mhm.
between that. Everything we see in this one is between her getting shot. Well, did she get shot or stabbed?
No,
By
she got
she
stabbed.
got stabbed. It's in between her getting stabbed and her dropping that letter off to him at the end of the first one.
Okay, yeah. See, that's one of those I gotta watch again parts because that didn't make sense to me.
Mm,
Because I'm thinking
that,
that I'm thinking they're just trying to tie it all back up again. You know what I mean? To start anew.
right.
But I didn't know that.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's them trying to correct, maybe trying to correct because we was lost. Like, how the fuck did she get out? Like, what's going on? How she dropped this letter off? That was our at the end of the first one. So
Yeah.
this one they try to explain that, and then that's when you come to the her dropping off the letter part.
Yeah. I'm still totally lost. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. But yeah. But we can in that case, I'm really like, like, okay. But
They forced this one.
okay.
They forced this one. But you know what though? Like even though like it was a lot of shit wrong with this movie. There's a lot of shit that didn't make sense. But at the same time, I like that they're doing this because you got dumbass movies like Michael Myers, you got dumbass movies like Jason. It's like, why can't black people do the same shit? Everything don't got to make sense.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I feel like everything has to come together though. Like, you know what I mean? To make it a legit film. Like right now, I kind of felt like, well, the last one more. I could just say this right now. I actually like this one better than the last one.
definitely.
I felt like this one it flowed better when it came to the storyline. It made sense, and she wasn't just this. Because the first one, I just felt like she was just whooping everybody ass like she was Hulk or something. You know what I mean? This one was just, she was just like regular. Like she only got old boy that one time, but that was it. Like she wasn't just out here just beating everybody up. You know what I mean? Throughout the whole movie.
But she was though.
It was just those two. Was that two people? I feel like this.
Nah,
Because she fired on fired on the X for sure. She fired on the X like crazy, like some Jax from Mortal Kombat. And then she choked out Sweetness.
She first of all, she UFC the cop James, the stupid ass. She UFC leg locked that nigga.
Let me take that back. I forgot that she did that. I forgot.
She got with the husband. You know who she struggled with? The little boy.
You talking about at the end?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say nothing about that part yet. It's too early. But that shit was funny. No, you're not. That was funny.
She be whooping ass in these movies, man. Like, can't nobody get with her. That shit is hella funny to me.
I forgot about the beginning. I tried to carve that part out of the movie because that was the worst part. But yeah, she never mind. She did have her comments. She hit dude with the leg lock, and then she got the doctor with the needle.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, and I want to say this, no disrespect to Big Mama the nurse, but she's not putting on those scrubs and walking out. Them scrubs would have been a blanket on her. That shit didn't make no sense.
And I'm thinking that this girl that is, I'm sure everybody in the hospital knows that there's a patient that's, you know, psycho in here, and we're not just gonna let her walk out the door.
Yeah,
know?
she's killing people.
Not like she hit her face too good. You know what I mean? She just walked right past a couple of nurses and got in the elevator. Like, so ain't no cops waiting downstairs.
And them scrubs were slim fit. Big Mama wasn't in them scrubs. Yeah. She wasn't in that.
You shrunk them down.
That's no disrespect to her, but you wasn't in that.
Oh man!
All right, so this.
You say that was speaking of uniform. Did you see the cop's uniform? The first dude.
That's my next note.
It just said.
It said cop.
I was like, this niggas couldn't even get it regularly because the rest of it was cops in the movie that did have the regular uniform, but then it was just him. I don't know if that was supposed to be funny or not, but he had a Party City uniform on. Just saying cop. That was pretty funny. If that was supposed to be a joke,
that had to be a joke. That was my next note though, because I said this nigga's in the hotel room and it just said cop right. I was like, the fuck is that?
Yeah, that was funny. Actually, did I have that as a note? I just thought it was funny.
Oh my god, that shit! I wrote that shit down because I was like, nah. But like I said, then you see that she escaped. I don't know who she called, but she escaped to San Francisco.
She called old boy.
That's who she called?
Yeah. What's the dude's name? The side nigga from last time.
Kevin.
Yes. Yeah.
That's who she called.
Yeah. That's what it seemed like, because she was just like, hey babe, like, you know what I mean? Something about like, you know, I'll be there tomorrow, this, that, and the other. I'm just like, this nigga still don't understand why this girl keep disappearing. Like, no,
okay, so I'm not talking about that call because she called two people. She called somebody and was like, I need you to give me a
yeah, that part of the I need you to give me like an ID or something like that.
Yeah,
she called two people, but one of them was old boy.
Yeah, I know it was him because she was like, oh, you got the house? Oh yeah, that's what's up in San Francisco. That's what she called him for that. Yeah. But she called somebody else for the plane ticket and the identity thing.
Yeah.
But they didn't say who that was.
Yeah, throughout the whole movie, I don't know who her connect was.
He gonna be part 3. But Part 3 is coming, nigga.
Oh, it is coming. They put old boy that's gonna be in part 3 in this one, just like how they did in the last one.
Oh, the dude. Yeah, the dude.
Yeah, because he was random. I was like, okay, this is what they did last time. They just had him
Mm-hmm.
kind of play a weird part right quick, just to let you know that he was gonna be in the second one. But I'm thinking Marcus Houston gonna be in this one. Until I saw the cover, actually. I saw the cover and I knew Stepmother 2 was coming out. And I'm like, all right, well, of course he's gonna be in the second one too, or whatever. I don't know how they're gonna play the storyline, but then when I saw old boy's face, I didn't know who he was at first. Because I forgot what the side nigga looked like.
Yeah. So Marcus Houston, I feel like they're building this universe. So Marcus Houston is like Sidney Prescott from Scream.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna as long as they keep making these movies, he's gonna be there in some sort of way.
Yeah, until they kill him off.
But let's break down the intelligence. They can't find this nigga. They can't find the main dude, Kevin Smith, because he sold his house and he disappeared from Earth, basically. Nobody can find him.
You talking about Marcus Houston or the new dude?
The new dude.
Okay.
So the FBI, nobody can find him. But his ex-wife pulled up on him easily.
In his new house.
In his new house in San Francisco. They came from, what was they living at? Was they in LA?
I thought the first one was in LA.
So they moved from LA to San Francisco and she knew where they were at.
Yeah. Yeah. So intelligence level 0 because old boy I keep on forgetting his name, but it's not Eddie, it's Frank, the new guy. Kevin.
Kevin is the new dude.
Kevin, because Frank is the old guy, Eddie is Marcus Houston, and then Kevin. So I don't understand his dating process. I mean, he's been dating this girl for a long time, right? But his son is calling this woman mother.
And calling his mama Janet.
Right. So he also did that. Is that the same little boy from the last one? He looked a little
he it's the same boy. You could just tell there was some time in between making the movies. It's the same kid though.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, shout out to the little boy because he was a good actor.
He's still a good actor.
Yeah. Where was I going with that one? My whole mind went blank. But anyway,
you talk about him calling her mom within 2 months.
Yeah. So his dating experience with old girl, because she keeps on disappearing, right, and then coming back into his life. So I'm still trying to figure out the timeline for this movie because like I feel like there's got to be more than just months.
It's months. I'm telling you, this movie literally takes place in between wherever they beat her up in that kitchen in the first one. And in between that, they say, I don't know if it's 3 or 6 months later, whatever they said in between where it turns black and it was like 6 months later. And then you see Marcus Houston and his son and they like happy and they get the letter. This movie took place in between that period.
Between that time. Okay. I mean, that makes sense, kind of.
No, it still don't make sense because there's no way she has this bond with this kid. There's no way.
I keep on saying, there's no way she has a bond with the side nigga either, Kevin.
Yeah.
After 3 months, you're not letting this broad into your house and just disappear when she wants to and come back. And then because he proposed to her this time.
Yeah.
So after these few months.
Because it was like, because remember when Sweetness first got there, he said, you sure you want to do this after a couple months? Like that was his whole thing. Like it's only been a couple months.
Yeah. What's his name? Kevin, not only was he dumb, he was a cold nigga. Like he couldn't take like just regular, like, you know what I mean? You talking to your friend, you worried about him. Hey, like, you know, you're moving a little too fast, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You sure? He was just like, let's not talk about your 2 divorces. I'm like, man, this nigga right here.
Hit it where it hurts already.
I was like, there's no way you can say that to me and I'm your best man. Like, I'm not coming to I'm not coming after that. It was like, this is your second divorce. I was just like, first of all, I'll leave. He was like, nah, bro. He was like, I'm gonna stay. You know what I mean? Like he needed the place to stay. I would have been in the hotel, bro. I'd have been, I'm done. You be with the bitch if you want to be with her. That's on you.
That's on you. And this nigga's he's a private investigator, but he's like the dumbest.
That nigga ain't no private investigator. That nigga's talking about I work from home. Like it's he told old girl, he said, he was just like, look, I'm a detective. I'm like, nigga, since when you a detective, bro? Like this nigga don't work for nobody but himself. He was on Google and Facebook. Talking about I got connections here. I'm like, nigga, please.
It was killing me how he was figuring everything out, but the FBI, everybody's looking for this woman.
And all you knew is the fact that she didn't go to a high school that he went to. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. That was enough.
Yeah. She was pretty much, she was smarter than everybody in the movie. Because she slipping through every scene. Nobody catching her. Like, nobody see her out and about. You know what I mean? And he apparently he not watching the news. Kevin, like, you telling me you don't know who this person is in your house? You don't even know her name. Like, she coming in and out. You know what I mean? She kind of flipping through her little crazy every now and then after a few months. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny when he was like, "Well, technically, this still is my house until we get
That's
married."
exactly what he told her in that bathtub. I thought she was gonna throw that drink on his ass.
I thought she was gonna flip right there.
Yeah, but it's like you said, it's like she became more of a calm crazy. She was still crazy, but it's like a calmer.
Like a regular little crazy, like, you know what I mean? Like, well, hold on, like, check yourself. This ain't your place yet. Get my tub. Like, you can get out.
Hey, so Sweetness, he didn't trust her. He found out about the name change, and then it was like they did this whole bonding thing. But then at the end of the bonding thing, he was still like, "Fuck you." He was at the table like, "Tell about the name change." Yeah,
Right.
you know she got. He telling the son like, "You know she got a pass." Like, God damn,
that shit was weird.
Thought y'all was friends.
They start praying at the table. He looking at her like at that point he don't know his partner. You could tell, like, I don't even know my friend.
Yeah,
This nigga, like, he not even saying nothing to her. Like, she's just like, listen, you know, we know you're in therapy, you know what I mean, but just let you know we're here for you. I'm just like, they shitting on Sweetness the whole movie. By the way, Sweetness, Wesley Johnson, if y'all don't know, from World Roll Down.
everybody knows Sweetness, man. But that when she read that nigga, she was just reading his life, but in like a calm way, like, yeah, we know you ain't shit, you lost everything, you know, your wife think you ain't shit. The whole time his friend just smiling and nodding, like, yeah.
The son is sitting there just conduct, like, he just sitting there, like, the son is dumb into the end, pretty much, because it's like, you're my mom.
No,
I was like, he telling us, I'm trying to figure out how old the boy is, because he's talking about some woman being, it's not woman, but some girl. She's like, she said she want to be my first. I'm like, what is the kid?
He said he was 14.
Oh, okay, now he was 10.
he said
that little nigga ain't 14.
He was 10, so he was 10 in the first movie. In this one, he's 14. But it's only been 6 months.
Exactly. Tom like fucked up for sure. There's no way that boy is 14 in 3 months.
He's 14.
There's no way.
Hey, he was like, "Can you be honest with me? Did my dad smash? Did my Uncle C smash my mom?" It's like, wow.
I thought it was Ricky Bell in there at one point. The big head cop. I was like, oh shit, Ricky Bell acting. You know what Ricky Bell is, right?
Yeah, nigga Bell did. Hey, he fucked up a line though, and I caught it when they was in that little room, and they were like, yeah, they was like, this is a picture of Kevin Smith, and they talk about him. That nigga said, put a APB out on Dustin Smith, and they just left it in there. I was like, nah, that's not the right name you're supposed to say.
They just left it in. Poor editing.
But I don't think so. I don't think nobody was bad at acting. Like I said, Erica Mena in the beginning, horrible, but then towards the end, it was like she went back to being good again. Like she I think she did good in her role.
Yeah, maybe I was just upset.
That's probably what it was.
Throughout the whole film, like, it was a couple of scenes in there that I'm just like, nah, man, it's good. But yeah, Erica Mena was the one, and the funny part about it, I don't remember her being that overboard in the first one. I know she had her moments in the beginning, but was she like that throughout? Like her.
She had her moments when it was like that, but it was like, so it seemed like in the beginning of this, but I feel like they did it again where the movie was done and they were like, we need that beginning scene.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't acting like that nowhere else in this movie with that cartoon voice and face.
Yeah, that was weird.
That shit was weird as fuck. I was like, what is this? Like you said, like if this was if we didn't watch part one, I'd probably stop right there. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. They tried to catch you up, but then the hospital part, it wasn't needed. I would have cut that part more than anything. But, you know, on a good note, there were some parts that I was just like, okay, like, you know, I was entertained. You know what I mean? Like, I sat there and, you know, I didn't want to turn it off. So, I mean, I got to give it that.
Yeah.
I felt like the story flowed enough for me to, like, it was it might have not. How do I say this? Um, can something be? Can something flow but not really be like it was kind of hard to digest some parts, but it's
Yeah,
still it was story still made sense. Let me just say that it was
it was
still
it
enough
was
to where I'm like, okay, I want to see what happens next. I didn't know whether I didn't know how things were gonna play out. I did, but I didn't.
right. It was a lot of unbelievable shit,
Mhm.
but it's one of those. Like I said, it's like it's like I don't when I can't watch Halloween and Jason all that shit because it's just so stupid.
Yeah,
But to say it's the same shit, like they kind of don't give a fuck about the story more than what's going on. So the point of this movie is just watching her be crazy, kind of. So it's like if something don't fit in the story, they kind of just like, well, fuck it, she's still crazy.
yeah, because like she didn't really. Because the only person that was catching these certain things is when like Wesley would just kind of pop up out of nowhere, like 'cause he was looking at it more not she's psycho, but
Mhm.
he's like it's something about this woman. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
she talking to herself in the mirror. The whole name change thing. She super emotional. She had they remember he woke up in the morning. She's sitting at the door. Then they start singing a
yeah,
little breakfast ditty. And he was just like something wrong. If anything, something wrong with my boy.
yeah.
I mean, I don't trust this
And,
woman like that. And he acting different.
yeah, and a lot of the so any other nigga like in real life, if you say another man's name, we're not stopping until I figure out who the fuck you talking to and why you call me this nigga's name.
She did call him Eddie, and then she started because man, a woman breaking down, boy. I was just like, you just forget everything, I guess. Because it's like
No,
that happened a few times. That happened with Sweetness when she was at the table. She started breaking down. He just started listening. You know what I mean? Same thing with
yeah,
Kevin. She say Eddie, then she started breaking down. He started listening. I'm like, y'all
mm-hmm.
not y'all y'all not focused on how the I guess the craziness of this person, because throughout the whole movie there was times that I would have walked away. I'd have been just like,
Right.
look, you're not gonna talk to me like that. You're not gonna talk to me like that in this house. So you can
You're not gonna talk to me like that. You're not gonna call me this other nigga's name. Like this, you can't slip up like that. Now we're about to get married.
right, like her little visions that she have like in the middle of the day, like I'm not dealing with that shit. That's not gonna that's not gonna work out in the house with me and my son. Like, you know what I mean? Like he'd already been through some shit. Like I still don't believe that his wife was gone for like 10 years. Like, come on, like 10 years, and you just like that don't even make sense. Like, you wouldn't even be able to come in my house after 10 years. It's like you just like, yeah,
Oh,
let's talk about it. Like it was like she was gone for some months. Let's talk about
yeah, and also the daughter thing. Like they threw that in there and just moved on.
it made sense to them. I feel like we should I feel like we should know it. Was there parts that you were actually into?
Like I said, for me, it was just her being crazy. For me, it was just her in the crazy moments. A lot of the story, honestly, this whole movie fitting it in between that other movie, the sub ending and the ending of the other movie,
Uh-huh.
fitting this movie in between that doesn't make sense at all. So it's like you have to kind of ignore that.
Uh-huh.
You got to kind of because the funny thing is when I wrote down when the first movie started, I wrote down what about that letter she put on the porch because she was chained up in the bed. It was like
Mm-hmm.
if she's in jail, how she get that letter on the porch. That
Right.
was my first thought. But then at the end, you see they're showing the ending from the first one. And it's like, oh, okay, so that's how the letter got on the porch because she escaped. But there's no way all of this shit happened in between those months.
Yeah. See, I didn't even get that. So that definitely went over my head. I'm thinking that, oh, they're just tying because it technically ended the exact same way the other one did.
It's cut and paste. The
No,
exact
no, no,
same
no.
ending.
Not that part. I'm talking about the way it ended, like the way they took her out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I know what you mean. And
it
this
was
time
real
she got
quick.
shot.
Right. So it was real quick. It was like, so you telling me you shot her and then she looked down and she was gone? I'm like, I was like, number 3
It's on the way.
is on the way because there's no way I'm gonna let somebody leave my house that tried to kill my family. One shot. I was like, yo, you shoot her in the head? You make sure she was gone? Like, 'cause
Listen.
I don't even know what she shot her. I was just like, yeah, man, like empty the clip.
It don't matter where she got shot. She's not getting up and walking away from that
Like it's nothing.
and getting back to LA. all of that shit didn't even. It honestly don't make no sense for them to write in this whole. Somebody give me a fake ID to catch a plane to San Francisco. That part didn't. She could have drove to San Francisco.
That's true.
So who did she call for this passport?
Just like you said, we might find out in part 3.
Oh, we're going to. There's going to be like a part 9.
I hope not.
It's going to happen.
They better not turn us into no Fast and the Furious anthology.
Nah, I'm telling you, this is Michael Myers. This is that. Like this is every time she gets spotted, she doing some shit and then she disappears. It's gonna keep happening.
Hey, as long as we keep on watching and reviewing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like if the number 3 come out, we definitely got to go back to it.
It's coming, man. It's happening.
Yeah.
But like overall, like I said, it wasn't terrible. Well, we can do our rating, I guess.
Okay.
Oh wait. What do you want to say about the kid fighting her?
Oh. It was even more about. It was just funny. Like when he jumped on her because like that's he was just like, I'm your mom. He's like, he fell on the couch. He's like, no, you're not. I just thought I kind of said it in the beginning, but that shit was just funny to me. I also thought it was funny when she was trying to burn old boy up with a lighter, and I'm just like, so you're not gonna blow out the lighter?
Oh man.
So you're struggling, like you got gasoline all over your body, and you struggling with this lighter. She's trying to burn you up, and it's all in your face. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm blowing out the lighter. I was like, dude,
there's no way you getting that close to that light. You gonna hit me because I'm gonna keep blowing it out.
Exactly. That would have been the whole movie. I'd have been like, you're not gonna burn me up. You got to stab me or something.
But I was just laughing because it's like she whooped everybody. And then, like you said, when she showed up at the hotel, it was taking off on the ex-wife.
Man,
straight blows to the middle of the face.
I'm telling you, she was Jax.
But with the little boy, it was like that was the only one she couldn't get with. Like he was getting with her a little bit.
That nigga had moves. After a while, at first I started to think that she was starting to turn like a new leaf with the little boy or whatever when they would have these little conversations in the bedroom. I'm thinking, you know, he might probably that's where I guess I didn't know what was going to happen because I felt like she wasn't super crazy in certain parts. So I'm just thinking, okay, well maybe this could be like her turning point. Like she meets this boy that's like, you know, her son, and you know they have a relationship, so she don't want to mess this up. But then,
right,
I you know, hey,
I mean that literally is what it played out to be. It seemed like that, like because he was the only one like she didn't have no ill will towards out of everybody in the movie.
Yeah,
there wasn't really a point where, except for the point where she walked in, and he looked up and was like, "Hey, what's up? Yeah. What is her name? What's her name?"
Talking about the wife, ex-wife?
No, her name. The name she Diana.
Her name was Elizabeth, and it was Diana. Yeah.
So when she walked in, he was like, "Hey, what's up, Diana?" I was like, "Oh shit, he called her Diana now." But I guess that was her vision.
That was a flash. Yeah, she thought that's what she heard. But yeah, that was
so. Yeah, but other than that, she never had a moment where it was like they got into, or she had an ill will towards him.
Yeah, I'm never gonna like her leaving the house all the time to just go do random shit. Like she put on the wig and went to date a light skinned dude that's gonna be in part 3.
Yeah, but they explained it this time.
Did they explain it, or was it just more of like we kind of know what's gonna happen because we saw the first one?
No, they explained it. So, like I said, this whole movie was them explaining the shit. It felt like they watched our first review. It was like, let's just give them the reason for everything.
Yeah.
Because they was like, yeah, so this is her pattern. She goes, she meets the new guy just in case the relationship she's in doesn't work.
They did say
that's what they said. And then she was like, she was telling them, she was like, yeah, I gotta go talk to the floral person about these flowers. So that's how she left for the date.
Yeah, there's no way. I feel like it was nighttime. It was like, you're just gonna leave at night. It was like,
yeah, to go check on some flowers.
I like, you live here. You check on some flowers for the whole day. That's a day thing.
No security cameras because she came in and hung sweetness. Like there's no security cameras on that big ass house.
They hung that nigga in the Mexican Jordans. I was rolling. God damn, dog. I was like, ain't no way Sweetness had the Mexicans on. And he didn't have the Julio Jordans on. He did not. That nigga was swinging, boy. Strange. That shit was wild.
Nobody heard shit.
And I was just like, so you telling me she picked this nigga up, huh? Cool. Tell me anything.
Hung him in the closet. I don't know if you ever grabbed one of them closet bars. The motherfuckers ain't that sturdy.
Not to be hanging no 200-pound man, but you know, hey, movie magic.
But he was stupid. So he got all that information. And instead of calling somebody immediately, that nigga started typing. she came and choked the shit out of that.
That nigga was on Google. The private investigator, he was just like, hold on, let me look into my files. Facebook.
Oh my God, that shit was stupid. And even when the dude when he called the girl, he was like, yeah, let me give you all this information. The nigga was like, call detective so-and-so. Like, nigga, you call her.
Like you exactly like you prolonging, nigga. Just come here.
Yeah, just show up.
That's what I'm trying to figure out too, because it's like if you got all these connections, you really find out why you going behind her back. And just call the police. They already know her face.
That's it.
You should be wanted. The movie over.
That's it. Even when Sweetness found the ID, that nigga was like, got her. It didn't call nobody. That nigga went straight to typing.
It's not for a good film, man. It's like they gotta play stupid. You know what I mean? That's just like in other thriller horror movies. It's like, okay, if it made sense, there wouldn't be a movie.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It has to be convenient for her to get away.
Exactly, because there's no way Michael Myers is catching niggas all these years.
Nope.
And there's gotta be at least 75.
At least 75.
You're not gonna walk me down while I'm running. I ain't never seen that nigga run a day in his life. That nigga walks.
And that's why I forgive this movie. That's why I don't go as hard on this movie, because it's like if they can do it, shit.
Yeah.
I hope the shit blow up like that. Keep doing them. Fuck it.
Run them down to it's gonna be because they changed the Halloween titles all the time. It was like well, I mean, it was always Halloween, but then it was something else under it, like a tag or whatever, saying like, Michael's Last this, or Revenge of this, or it might be Revenge of Erica Mena.
Straight up. Straight up. Because I don't know. They keep doing it though.
I was in that group or whatever. Like I was hoping I didn't run into spoilers, even though it probably wouldn't matter because I kind of knew.
No, it don't matter.
But you could tell who the movie is for. Let me just say that, because it was some people in the comments. They were just like, "Girl, you see Erica Mena? She was crazy, just like she was in that one relationship with Safari." I'm like, all right. I was like, so
yeah, like this.
That type is gonna love this, and I'm not gonna say no names or no. I just know who. I know who's gonna take this movie and be just like, "You go, girl." That's how I was.
It's
that's how I was for my man. I know her. Yeah, girl, get it. Just like dumbass.
This movie is definitely.
It's for audience. It is for audience, bro. Just like
it is funny. It's funny because it's the ones that hate her that use it against her, and it's the ones that love her that use this like as a, because they were like, yeah, she crazy. Like they say it in a negative, like, oh, she crazy. That's why Safari left her ass. Like you realize it's a movie, right? Like this.
I'm telling you, man. People in the movies probably cheering her on. People that are watching the movie, the audience watching the movie, just like, yeah, you girl, you see how she leg like that, man? I would have did them the same way. You see how she just doing her thing? She's sneaky. She getting that little sneak on. Woman is sneaky than men. I'm like, come on, man.
Don't let her mess up your relationship. Y'all was good, forgetting that she's a psycho.
Shablam. But yeah, there was an audience for this, so you know what I mean.
It works, man. Fuck it.
It worked. It's gonna work again.
So let's do our ratings on this one.
Yeah. I went last time. You go ahead and go.
You want me to go?
I might follow your lead.
Nah, you probably won't. I go right.
I'm curious what that is about. I'm gonna guess.
Hey, give your rating first before you start talking, man.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, right. Right.
That's I thought you was right.
That silence.
That's silence because you have to reflect.
Yes, sir.
So,
Silence.
so the only exclamation right I got, and you probably got the same one, was production.
Absolutely.
That's the exclamation. But that is for this story. For me.
Yeah. I'm thinking about the story and the writing, but I think I get the story right.
The reason I give it a is because there's no way you could fit this shit in the middle. There's no way. All of this shit happened.
Would that be writing or story?
That would be story.
That would be story. Okay. Yeah.
There's no way.
There's no way. But it's like it, but you have to also, I guess, you don't have to, but you know what I mean? It's like it's a movie. So it's just like they have to do this is the movie magic. That's all I can
That's absolutely what it is.
That's all I think about.
So that's
you can't really think about real years and real months in movies. Like it just can't.
But and I agree with that, but you also can't say this many months later and then give me a whole 2 years worth of shit that happened in this many months later.
Yeah.
You absolutely cannot do that. Like it just don't make sense. It's like it's something you could ignore normally, but if you give me timestamps, I can't ignore it.
Yeah. I got you.
I literally can't ignore it. Because like I said, in the beginning when she's handcuffed to that bed, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, what I'm thinking about the last one. So I'm like, what happened to I thought she was free enough to give him that letter. I thought she was free. Yeah. So in the beginning of this, I knew that it was what happened after she got fucked up by them.
Yeah.
Like I knew that. But it was like she was also free enough to give him that letter a couple months later. But then when they tried to tie it at the end, it was like, okay, now I understand what you tried to do, but nah, man.
That's why I feel like that's the writing, only because the story is just like crazy psycho woman fucking goes over everybody's head, fucking kills people that get in her way, and she escapes again. That's the story. You know what I mean? And they just got through it. I mean, the way that they wrote it made it seem like it was just okay. That don't make sense.
So okay, so what you just described was the story for the first one. The story for the second one is all of that, plus in the middle of this though, she started all this and moved over here and did all of this and had this relationship with him and him and him. In the middle. Yeah. So you got to remember it's in the middle of all of this. And then
so if I ask you what the story is about, right? It's like somebody will say, I'll be okay, I can just read the tag that they have. It's like a woman with identity disorder cheats death and now has a new mission to find a new family and live happily ever after beyond her troubled past. That's it.
That's part one.
Now this is part two. That's what I'm reading.
That's what I'm saying. That ain't the same.
that's what the story was. I mean, she ends up running the, you know, I guess they have the parts of her, him having an ex that he never told her about. You know what I mean? That was they threw that in there, and then the daughter that died that was older, threw that in there. So I mean, but you can't put that all in the you know, the beginning. That's not gonna. That's more of the what? I guess that's a full story. There's the synopsis and then there's the plot. So what I read was the synopsis. I'm just trying to figure out what does that have to do more with story than writing. I feel like I really need to think about that when I'm talking about these ratings, because story and writing are so similar in a way. It's
right.
Like where do we blame these certain things? Who do we blame for this shit? Do we blame the writers? or the person that that came up with the story.
I feel like the writing has to do with what's being said.
Just the dialogue.
Yeah, so the story has to do with what's being seen. Like what do you got to give us the imagination. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The writing is what's actually being said, what the actors are told to say.
Right, and if they sound believable or convincing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So then I'd have to switch mine. Then I'd have to switch.
Right.
I have to switch my and right in that case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that in that case, then the writing was right.
Right. Okay. So in a normal, if this is a normal movie, that story wouldn't even been a it'd have been a blank.
Yeah.
But with this type of shit, like because you know what they're shooting for, it's kind of like you have to forgive it somewhat. That's why I'm like, because it's like you could tell they don't want you. They want you to think about the story, but they don't want you deep diving into the story. They tried to make it make sense for the first one, but at the same time, you're doing so much ridiculous shit, you really can't literally make sense of it.
Yeah,
because there's no way you can explain the FBI can't find her, but the wife, the ex-wife can. There's no way to explain that.
Or the timelines.
Right.
Or the way that she just keep dipping out on her dude, like that's not a problem.
Right. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot to if you want to make your story make sense, there's a whole lot of shit you got to rewrite. So it's kind of like you have to forgive it for that part, I guess.
Big facts. Big facts.
Either way it goes. So rewatchable. Nah, like if I'm scrolling,
I'm gonna watch it again only to see that timeline part that you're talking about. Like, I just want to make sure, like, have one of those moments. But
right,
yeah, I'm if it comes on TV, I wouldn't watch it again on purpose. Like it could be background.
That's what I was about to say. So it's more so like if it's on TV, I'll watch it to the commercials and I'm changing the channel.
Right. I'll just have it in the background, but it would come on. Remember how Baby Boy used to come on like out of nowhere? Like,
yeah, and you leave it on.
Not comparing these two movies at all, because Baby Boy is a good movie.
Right.
But this one is like, if it's on, I'm gonna pretty much treat this movie like I've seen it a million times. It's just on.
Like it don't bother you that it's on. It ain't like it's like if you over here doing something else and it's on, it's just on. Like it ain't like, oh, I gotta put something else on in the background. It's just there.
Background noise for sure. Just to see the leg lock. Oh man, but
this shit is hilarious though.
Yeah, as far as can you relate to having that like type of person in your life? Like, not to break down like none of your personal business, but have you been around somebody that probably could have been this person? Like, damn, you know what? She reminded me of this person, and she possibly could have this same disorder that this woman has. She just ain't all the way there yet. She ain't all the way to killing, but she nutty. That nigga said, yeah. But I ain't say it. I ain't gonna say the name. I ain't asking for names. I'm just saying, can you relate?
Like and subscribe.
Man, it could be high school. It could be back in the day. I'm talking about back before the rings. That nigga said, nah.
Like it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify and follow us on IG and TikTok.